The crew becomes interior decorators as we review Makeroom, a newly released game where you make rooms. That's right. Just that. Decorate cute rooms. Yeah. Plus, Joelle tries to stump us with a game of Who Said That? Anyway, let's get this show going.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 503. And guys, it's all my fault. I was the reason why we didn't have a podcast episode last week. It was me and my internet. And that's only a small fraction of the chaos that was the past 2 weeks for me. And I can't wait to talk to you all about it. Catherine, how you doing?
I'm good. I was just chilling for the past 2 weeks while you guys were just like going at it. I was like, I'll just wait. I'm cool. I'm just gonna wait for you guys to be good.
Joelle, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I feel like all of my crazy must-do tasks are done. Like
Good.
The condo is gonna list tomorrow. The Boundary Water Strip is over, so now it's just packing and that's it. So I kind of feel like I'm like, oh, I just have to pack. That's it.
Nice. Let's get through some housekeeping. If you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to get some GOG merch, you can do that by going to designbyhumans.com/shop/girlsongames. Or if you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee. You can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Ladies, I hope you had a more relaxing week than me. Catherine, how's vacation going? Besides fighting with WordPress, how is it going?
Yes, I am off this week for 2 reasons. 3 reasons. One, I still had some days to go through.
You deserve time off.
You do so much. Yeah.
And it's essentially, instead of doing like my 2 weeks of vacation in the summer where I get shit done, having them one after the other, I separated them. Have one in July, one in August. Highly recommend, by the way.
Smart.
Yeah. So this is the start of my second one. I am doing some major maintenance for the Girls on Games website. That's why I'm in the weeds of WordPress, guys. But yeah, I'm just got it to do. Some of it is for Girls on Games. Some of it is for my house. Also, Friday, big day. Because it's our 20th anniversary for me and my guy.
Yay!
20 whole fucking years.
Wow.
And we were planning a day of like spa and then going to a restaurant. And I booked Impasto, which is a Italian restaurant in Little Italy. But then all the spas are like bumfuck downtown or like on Nuns Island, stuff like that. And I was trying to calculate like us, you know, like going to the spa and then coming back in Little Italy and having dinner. And it was becoming like a bit of a race for time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, the spa is open until 10 every night. So now we're thinking of maybe like Wednesday or Thursday night, going to the spa like around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like chilling until like, I don't know, 9.
It'll probably be nice and chill in there too. There won't be too many people.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be less people. The massages are cheaper after 5.
Hey.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
so now I'm just waiting on, because Pascal's a freelancer. He's like, can we book last minute? I'm like, pretty sure there's always time slots for us to come in after 5. Like usually, because I was looking and it's like, oh, he's like, you know, if you cancel your kickboxing, we go before? And I'm just like, basically the take-in times are like 11:30 and then 2:30.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
okay.
like this 2-hour river lunch where they don't let you book. And
Sure.
For their lunch, probably.
For their lunch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can just do walk-ins or whatever, but it's like I looked on some days and some days like the walk-ins for even just the baths are booked up. So I was like, yeah, you know what? It's our 20th. We can spread it over how many days we fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make it, stretch it out. Enjoy it. Don't try and crunch it all into
No.
into one day. Like, give yourself like more things to look forward to.
Yeah, and we're kind of like, also we want to go to Strum, which is on Nuns Island, because I have like gift certificates for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also the one that's near my mom's, like out in the Laurentians in Saint Hippolyte. I don't know. In one of the villages around Saint Sauveur. If for those of you who are familiar with the area, so there's one out there. So I got gift certificates through a promo. Last time we went to the one in the Laurentians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have time to fuck off to the Laurentians. So I was like, I'll look at the ones that's near, like that's in Montreal. But because of where it is, the commute from us to Nuns Island, from where we live to Nuns Island, is about the same time as taking the commuter train and going to the Laurentians. It's an hour either way.
You live in a weird spot for commuting to touch that. So
I think it's Nuns Island, which is a weird spot.
It's a weird spot too. Yeah.
And they've closed the REM, which is the train that goes to Nuns Island and like like that area. They closed it for the summer because they're doing major work. So they've replaced it with like buses for the summer.
Okay.
Because there's less people taking it.
Yep.
But B, like they needed to close it because they want to open the other lines, right? And so they're doing major work. So I was like, oh, we'll take a taxi, whatever. And then I was looking at like traffic and shit. I was like, yeah, we'll be at the spa for like 3 hours, which is good. But Pascal was like, I want 4. Then it doesn't have to be like on the Friday. So we might go like Thursday. Just have like a snack at home and then just gotta like go from like, I don't know, 5 to 9 or something.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. It'll be easier also to come back.
Yeah.
There'll be less traffic. There'll be some traffic to go.
Yeah.
I think we'll be we'll be in the direction of the traffic. We'll just sit through it. But yeah, those are my plans for the week. And
that's fun.
Last week I just had like a regular ass week of work. The weather's been weird. The air quality's been shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're world ranked as worst air quality. Are you number 1?
No, I think Toronto and you guys are worse right now. Yeah.
Something to be first in.
I know.
It's not Can't wait. Want to be first in.
Honestly, like today is not hot enough for us to have the air conditioning on.
Oh, okay.
But I closed the windows and turned on the air conditioning because I was getting a headache.
Oh, from
the smog. Yeah. So, but it's a weird spot because if it's not hot enough outside, the air conditioning is not doing much, right? So we might have to reopen the windows to sleep, and hopefully we won't choke to death.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, the forest fires are bad right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. There's a friend of Pascal, a gym bro, a guy he talks to at the gym, who he refers to colloquially, for me to understand who he is, as Yukon Man, because the man is from the Yukon.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And every summer he goes back and he fights forest fires. That's what he does.
Oh, wow.
And his girlfriend is local and she stays here.
Oh.
And he saw her today and asked about like Yukon Man, and he was like doing good, but the fire season is brutal. And I was like, you did not need to ask a firefighter whose job is to fight wildfires for me to know it's brutal.
Yeah.
I haven't breathed had a breath of fresh air all summer.
Truth. Mm-hmm. Truth. Joelle, what's going on in your life?
Well, I like I said in the beginning, the condo is getting ready to list. So I had the photographer, all that's done. Had to just do some loose ends administrative pieces that are all coming together, and the photos look really good, and so I'm hoping that it goes fairly quickly. So it's gonna list tomorrow, and I move the weekend of the 15th, so I'm gonna be busy packing up. and doing all that stuff. And then this last week, I was too far away from all of the smog and the campfire smell, so I went actually up to the Boundary Waters to go camping, which I was only about a 40-minute paddle away from Ontario.
Oh.
so
Should come for a visit, girl.
I did. I know. So we actually did. We paddled. So we went to the Boundary Waters. So we went up north to Ely, and then we went into Moose Lake, which you can't really Google. And for some reason, that lake in the Boundary Waters isn't listed. But we went on to Moose Lake and went through and went on to Sucker Lake, and then Newfound Lake, which actually goes up to Canada. And we paddled. It took about 40 minutes, like straight paddling. Went up to Canada, and there's a ranger station on Prairie Portage, and there also is like a little hydro station as well. So we saw the dam where they use the water for hydro, and we went to the ranger station and we talked to the Canadian ranger. And we went in, and he was just like a typical kind of ranger. He was like, kind of like, where are you headed? They want to know like where you're going, and checking in, and we were like, we're American. We just wanted to come say hi. And this ranger looked so annoyed. He was just like, why are you interrupting my peace and quiet, you annoying Americans?
That's funny.
But he was very cordial with us, and we chatted a little bit. We said we were from Minnesota, so I think that helped because he had friends. He had friends from Minnesota, so we were like, we're only a few hours away, and we talked about the wildfires and how bad they were, and all the junk that's in the air for that, and then we asked if Canada was going to adopt Minnesota at any time, and we would become a. And he just looked at us, and he was like, "Maybe." He just didn't know what to say.
You're like, please take us.
I know. I was like, we're ready, and I was like, we really want healthcare.
We already have the hockey team. Please take us.
Yes, please take us. So I don't know. He probably wanted to check us for drugs. I can't believe he didn't want to.
Yeah,
we were just the most annoying people. But
oh my god,
it was pretty funny. So, but yeah. So then we paddled back, and unfortunately we had to cut the trip short for a reason I have never experienced before. This is like my 15th time going up camping up at the Boundary Waters, and we brought with us a tween. A young man who just turned 13, and he didn't realize that he wasn't going to have internet up there. He's been up there before, and I don't know how this happens, but apparently some places you get signal. I've never experienced that, but
homes like that in certain areas.
Certain
like my
areas,
parents have Starlink because the signal is so bad where they are. It's just because of where the antennas are and like how the valleys and hills go and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe like they're close enough to a campground or something, so maybe they have it. I don't know, but I've never had internet up there. But he didn't have internet, and after like 12 hours, he like could not take it anymore. And he was so bored. But he wasn't also doing anything around camp. Like he wasn't participating in any of like camp chores, like cleaning dishes or cooking or getting firewood or anything like that. And so he was just bored, and like he had like a meltdown.
Whoa.
Like a full-on meltdown. And so unfortunately we just ended up leaving, which we shouldn't have done, but I don't know. I'm also, it's not my kid, I'm not a parent, but I was like, why do I have to cut my trip short because a 13-year-old can't have internet for another day? It was like a day. I'm like, he's got to last a day. So I don't know. It was pretty disappointing, but I also feel like I don't know how all kids are, but I've heard more and more that it's like really, really tough for them to handle being disconnected
off the grid.
They can't regulate.
Yeah,
they can't
they don't
regulate
know
their
how to be.
emotions. They don't know how to live.
They don't know what to do.
And this is coming from the most online millennials you will ever meet.
Yeah.
We can do,
but we had a time
without Wi-Fi.
No, but we had a time where it didn't exist.
True.
Yeah.
Years where it didn't exist.
Years.
You're right. Like, and we also know how to check ourselves to be like, yo, I've been scrolling this TikTok way too long. I need to go outside and touch grass.
Yeah.
But we've done the whole like going up in the camping and like trying to make your own fun, trying to like whittle objects out of sticks with a knife, a pocket knife, or like going and just trying to skip rocks in the river, you know, like not having any internet at all.
Picking up animals, like looking at caterpillars,
bringing firecrackers up the woods and blowing shit up. Like that's what I did as a child.
Catching frogs.
Just fishing and throwing the fish back in the water.
Yeah, anything, you know, and even, you know, he's got a wealth of knowledge for camping, and you know, and we tried to like kind of teach him like how to do a fire. Not interested.
Oh,
just like zero interest in anything.
Yeah.
Non-digital.
Wow.
I was like, oh no. And for me, I'm like, thank God I don't have signal, because I can't. My phone. I barely looked at my phone. I only used my phone for the camera.
Yeah.
You know, it was a camera,
light, or a clock.
Yeah.
And even the clock is like questionable.
Yeah.
It's like, is it dark yet? Yay or nay?
It again, like, it has no signal, so I couldn't even get weather.
Yeah.
Like you can't get any of that stuff. So it just was a camera. Really expensive camera.
The battery must have lasted so long.
It did. It lasted so long. I never had to charge my phone. Yeah. I still had to charge my watch, because the watch. I don't know. I have an Apple Watch, and it just keeps charging every day. Yeah, which is fine. But it was really fun. I had the compass app up on my watch. That was pretty fun, because it was really responsive. So I had a good time of just like, look, I know which way I'm going. But so that was interesting and slightly like scary and disappointing, just of like, this is our future. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna feel so old being like, I remember when we didn't have internet. Like, okay, grandma, go to bed.
But what's ironic is like we're the only people that know how to properly use a computer. Because they're like
wild.
So used, like, they're always online, but they have the convenience of like a phone or apps or whatever. But if it doesn't work, like, my physiotherapist, who's also like a personal coach, so he's been doing like my rehab program as well as my gym program, so that they go together. He likes to use Google Sheets to make these programs and whatnot. And he looks at me and he's like, knowing you're about the same age as me, I'm going to assume you know how to use this. And I was like, who have you had to teach them for them to use how to use Google Drive and use Google Sheets to access Google Sheet Share with you? And he's like, anybody under 25. I was like, bullshit. He was like, it was like teaching when I had to help my dad. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, they don't. No, they got rid of computer classes because they figured, they use computers. They know how to use them. They don't know how to use them.
So they don't think about the logic of like how all the pieces interconnect with one another.
Or like what's Explorer? What are files? How do you organize them? How to save shit to your computer? How to find stuff that's saved on your computer? Things like that.
Are we the most competent generation? Is that what you're saying?
And yet we're the ones that is the problem of the way the world is,
and the most poor.
Because everybody always shit on the millennials.
That's right.
We got screwed so many different ways.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Well, hope he has fun in his fishing sim, because that's all he's going to be doing.
Oh my god, imagine if he's outside and you guys are really fishing. He's fishing on his phone.
He's on his VR and his sim, because they brought like 4 battery packs to make sure his Switch was charged. And I'm just like, why?
But he can play a Switch without being on the internet. He can play something on the internet.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's playing Roblox or something, eh?
But so he'd play the Switch, but then the battery would die, and so he'd have to wait for it to charge. And he like wouldn't know what to do with himself for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh boy.
Wow.
Read a book.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Comic books. I don't know.
It was
Yeah.
something. It was something to see. I was like, oh boy. But anyway, that was interesting. And then they came back and then unpacked and washed everything. And I did get to try them out my fly fishing pole, which was fun.
Good.
So
Nice.
I did get to do that, and I caught 2 fish, so that was cool.
Hey.
I just was trying to get the feeling of it. I really wasn't that interested in trying to catch. I was just practicing, and then it was fun, and I'm like, I'm gonna love this. And I also was bummed because we were right around the bend from some small little rapids, and I was like, that last day I'm like, drop me off at the rapids, and I just would have been fishing there all day. So I was also kind of pissed that I missed out on that opportunity, but that's okay. There's always more times to go, but
yes.
So
Yeah. Ladies, I had a week.
Oh my God.
So the reason why we didn't have a podcast last week is because my internet gave out, but not in the way that you think, like the issues I was having. It was a perfectly sensible reason until when it wasn't. So on the Friday, after I got the episode ready to go up, I called Bell and they said, okay, well, let's see if the modem is your problem, right? Because I've tried everything else down the chain. And I was like, I think it's the modem. So anyways, they're like, okay, well, on Saturday, you can drive up to the Bell store and switch your modem out for a new one, because I didn't want to wait for a new one to come, because I thought this would be the better option, right? So, okay, cool. That's what I do on Saturday. I clean up my house. I get dressed. I go up to the store. I pick up my new modem. I feel like a winner. And then I come home with this new modem and I go and plug it in and nothing works. And I'm like, why not? And I keep trying and I'm like, it's not connecting. And I'm like, why not? So I called up Bell, and the dude on the phone was like, trying to help me out. And he's like, I'm not seeing any signal. I'm not seeing any signal from coming in from the optical cable. And I'm like, well, it kind of looks like it's coming apart. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it looks like it's coming apart. And he's like, okay, well, oh, wait. Sorry, ma'am, I can't help you anymore tonight. We're having a system update and I can't do anything for you right now. I'm like, what? And here I am planning. Mike and I had all his plans to watch F1 the next morning, wake up at 9 a.m. and watch F1 with coffee. And we freaking love that on Sundays. So I was like, oh shit. Okay. So this isn't going to happen. So I was like, okay. So then I call back Sunday morning and he's like, yeah, I really think your optical cable is broken, which means I'm going to have to send a technician. And I was like, okay, fine. He's like, when can the technician come? He's like, well, I can get one there tomorrow. I was supposed to go help my sister move on Monday. I'd taken the day off to do that. So I was going to go help her move, come home, do podcasts, and whatever, right? So I didn't want to wait without internet because I can't work without internet, right? If I had to be home or whatever. So I said, fine, I'll take the dude to come fix my internet at between 12 and 5 because they can't give a better time. So I bolt down Monday morning to my sister's house, help out as much as I can, come back around 3 o'clock. The technician shows up. He looks at my spot where it's set up, where the boxes that everything, and I had it all cable organized and everything all nice. I had it all cleaned up. I showed you girls in Discord that I had it all nice and neat and tidy. Oh, yeah. So as you can see in that picture, there's a box for Rogers. And then the optical cable comes out. Bell didn't have a box. It was just the optical cable. So the guy, when he got there, he was like, did you install this? I was like, no, someone came and did it. He's like, there's supposed to be a box like the Rogers one. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, and this optical cable is dead. And I'm like, okay. So he set me all up, got it fixed. Everything was working. I was back. I was on the internet because I had 1 gigabit internet at that time. But he told me that my modem was severely out of date. They stopped using those ones as of 4 years ago. Makes sense. I moved here 5.5 years ago. And he was like, what you want is the GigaHub with the higher internet speed, and you need 1 pod. So cool. On later in the week, I ordered that and got it. It showed up yesterday, set it up, and now I'm still tweaking a few things, but things are wicked fast. That was only one of my trials and tribulations of last week. So I was off on Monday, got my internet back working, went to work on Tuesday. Work is crazy right now because we're right in the middle of festival season. I had a team heading out to Osheaga over the course of the weekend. There was tons of things going on. Mike had a really big visit at the store and everything on Tuesday as well. So he was a wee bit anxious. So anyways, at the end of the day, usually Mike and I meet up and then take the subway and walk home together in the evening. And it's nice because it's an extra like 45 minutes for us to like hang out and chat and see how each other's day's going and all that kind of stuff. And it's nice to, you know, when you're a girl, have someone to walk with. Mm-hmm. So he was running a bit late because the people that had showed up for his visit were running a bit behind. That's kind of normal. And not gonna lie, I was prepping stuff for the team for Oshiaga, so I was trying to dump and empty a hard drive into a folder, and it was like a terabyte and a half, and it was taking forever, and I had like 30 minutes left to use. So I was like, no worries, Mike, keep going. So then finally around like 6 o'clock, Mike's like, okay, so we're ready to go now. We're getting close. I'm walking with some colleagues down Queen Street. I was like, okay, I'll watch you on my phone on Find a Friend, and then I'll leave when you guys are really close, right? So they're walking down Queen Street, and I'm in the office. I see him there on the phone, and so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to go leave. I'm like, a few minutes. I'll probably be there waiting a minute or two, right, for Mike. So I leave my building. I'm on Richmond. I go to the corner and walk up Duncan, and just before Queen Street, and it's a bright sunny day. And I'm like, it's kind of hot out. Mike's just down the street a little bit. I'm going to like stand in the shade of the building here a little bit. You still full view of the full intersection, you know, tons of people there hustling, bustling at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. Tons of people around, people sitting, people chatting, lots of noise, lots of traffic. So I'm standing there, and I like to dress nice when I go to work. Try to be fashionable. So I had on this really cute leopard print long skirt and a black tank top. And you know me, I like big chunky jewelry. So I had on 2 big, nice gold chains and nice earrings and whatever, my hair in space buns and whatever else. And while I was waiting, I had popped my headphones in, but I wasn't really listening to anything. It's just kind of my habit as I pop them in when I go to leave. And I usually either like have transparency mode on, or I'm only wearing one headphone or something like that. So I go down and look at my phone because I'm like, okay, where's Mike now that I'm standing here in the shade? And I'm flipping through my phone on Find a Friend to find him. All of a sudden, this hand comes into my field of vision. My vision is looking down at my hand and my boob, right? Because I'm looking at my phone. So I'm not looking across the street. This is coming down, and this hand comes and grabs my chains from around my neck and rips them off and runs down the street.
Unbelievable.
I got mugged at 6 p.m. on a busy fucking intersection where what they decided to rip was not my phone, but the 2 gold chains from my neck.
My gosh. And like, did you like, I have to imagine like they must have pulled so hard.
Oh, they did. I had a scratch on my chest from where he had grabbed it. If he had nails, it would have been worse. And the chain that I had on, because my sister had bought it for me, it's like they're nice chains. Like it's all costume jewelry. I'm not going to walk around wearing like a $30,000 necklace. I'm not going to do that. But I've got like high-end costume jewelry on. There's this store called Jenny Bird. She makes beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
And or I don't know, whoever the brand is. They make beautiful stuff. And this chain is a thick chain. It's a $250 chain. Like it's a beast. And the other one was just like a gold pendant with Pisces on it on a skinnier thing, because you know that's what the style is, to wear the layered ones. Dude, I don't know. If he had pulled the other way, I would have been like gagged, because he popped it off the back of my neck. So it had to give way at the actual joint and like where the clasp is. Because usually like my chains too, after I wear them for a while, like I'm constantly fixing them to put them back because I hate when the like hook comes down. Dude, he ripped so hard and then just ran down the street. And I was so flabbergasted by it. I whipped around and looked at and saw him running down the street. And the only thing that could come out of my mouth was, in the most Newfie accent possible, "Fuck you, buddy." And I screamed too. And like all these people stopped and waited, because there's like people commuting, people sitting on the street waiting, like their Uber Eats drivers, like waiting to pick up stuff because there's restaurants right across the way. And dude just like bolted, and I got so overcome. I was like, what the frig? And like I was like I was spooked. And like these 3 really nice ladies stayed with me for a few minutes. It wasn't very long because Mike was right around the corner. So they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, holy shit, he just stole my chains.
Yeah.
And like I had a huge red mark down my chest because I had like a fairly low cut tank top on too. And so I called Mike and I was like sobbing and I was like, come now, I just got attacked. And he was with his work colleagues and he just started running down the street and he got there. So they showed up. The ladies asked if I wanted like their information for like the cops or anything. At that point, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with it. So like I said, no, don't stress yourself out over it. They're just costume jewelry. I'm more spooked than anything else. But like, I'm like the type of person to be super vigilant and watching around and looking and all that kind of stuff and hyper aware. As women, it is part of our DNA to do this. But here's the thing. It was the middle of a busy intersection at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And all I did was look down at my phone to see if my husband was walking down the street and how close he was.
Unbelievable.
It was nuts. So the next morning I went into the office and I told my boss about it because, you know, there's so many folks and it's a very busy space, you know. And then she ended up contacting, we have like an incident center and someone spoke to me on the phone from there. He was super nice and recommended that I put in a police report. So I did. It took me freaking forever to do so. Like I spent 4.5 hours on the phone and didn't get through and then ended up leaving their online portal. And then someone got back to me right away. They're calling it a theft, not a robbery, because I didn't struggle. There was no time to struggle. And I am definitely the fight of the fight and flight. So I like the fact that he went on down the street was probably the best for his person, because the next thing he would have got was a punch right to the face. So yeah, it was called theft, and now they're going to have an investigator reach out. But yeah, I guess I'm the person that gets mugged in downtown Toronto on the middle of a Tuesday afternoon for $300 worth of gold chains off their neck.
That's terrible.
Like, and you know what's the worst part about all this? Is he just saw an easy victim. He saw an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Grabbed it.
Yeah.
And what is he going to get out of it?
Nothing. They're worth nothing to him. What, he's going to sell it for drug money? It's not going to get anything. And it's broken now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it that costume jewelry is still like expensive, but it has little to no resale value. It's not actual gold.
To me, it's more the sentiment because it was a Christmas present for my sister.
Yeah.
And the other one was a chain. It's funny, too. The other chain, I've replaced it. That was the second time replacing it. Now it's going to be the third time because it had fallen off. Like I hadn't done the chain up once and the pendant came off and I was really sad. And I bought it the last time I was in Montreal. I went and replaced it. Now I'm going to have to replace it again.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it's just cursed. Maybe I shouldn't. The chain is not supposed to be with me. But yeah. What a wild time. And like literally the actual incident took like 30 seconds. I've spent more time dealing with the aftermath than anything else, right? So
terrible.
So yeah, so Tuesday was a write-off. Wednesday, came home. Thursday came, just doing regular work, and everybody was like, "Are you spooked? Like, are you kind of like, we live in Toronto, it's part of it, It's gonna be crazies out there. You just gotta know. And now I'm gonna be watching from now on.
Yeah. Also, like I know it's terrible. I don't want to downplay it, but like in terms of like shit that can happen in downtown Toronto, this was like a best case scenario.
Oh yeah, totally. This weekend has been much calmer, where I just play video games and clean my house. And went to the casino last night. That was fun. I told Mike, I was like, I need to make $300 now. I need to replace my chains.
You're in the hole.
I did not make $300.
Oh no.
All right. That was an adventure. Wow, 34 minutes into this recording.
I mean, it was an eventful 2 weeks.
It was an eventful 2 weeks. My good Lord. All right. Fantasy Critic, folks. Let's check in. On the podcast league, we had one game release, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It was on Catherine's list, a critic of 87.17. When it comes to bids and drops, there was nothing. So where do we stand right now in the standings? I say stand twice. Joelle is in first. Kat is in second, and I am in third is where we stand right now. So it's very tight though. 118.11 points for Joelle. Kat is 115.3, and I'm at 98.66. So yeah, there's lots of things going on here with this. For some reason, Kat, on your list, Final Fantasy Tactics, the Valis Chronicle says ineligible game is based on the rules. So maybe you might have to fix that one.
But I had
it's a partial
roster.
remake tag. Oh, it's a partial remake tag has been banned. That's why.
Welcome to the club of games that don't release.
Okay. On the Community League, obviously a lot's happened, but we're just going to go over the games release. We'll unfortunately miss out on the bids and drops because time, and that's not how the system works. So let's go through them. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was on NJK's list. Critics 87, points of 17. The Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game, was on Margot's list. Critic of 61, points -9. I'm so sad that game didn't turn out good.
Yeah, that is very sad.
Yeah. It had been counterpicked by Ross, smart one Ross. Critic of 61 means you get 9 points because you decided the game might be bad and were willing to bet on it. And lo and behold, it was. That is not a good track record for Lord of the Game. Oh my God, Lord of the Rings games right now. We had the Gollum game, and then the one that's supposed to be the cozy game. That one, poo. No, that's unfortunate. No Sleep for Kaname Dante from AI. The Somnum Files, the worst freaking name of a video game ever, is on Fred's list. Critic of 80, points 10. That is, I think we looked up last time, is a super anime game, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, a critic of 76, points of 6 goes to NJK. Unfortunately, Kat, you lost 6 points on that one. You had counterpicked. Killing Floor 3, critic of 72, points of 2, and that was on Phoenix's list. And then Wheel World, critic 76.6, that was on Margot's. So we had a Nintendo Direct last week, a Nintendo Partner Direct. Mm-hmm. So the Animal Crossing game that I'm dying for was not announced because there was no first party stuff there, but there were some other games, and that meant a little bit of a bidding war in the Fantasy Critic League, because I'm not going to lie, there's not too much left, guys, of like new releases announced that are going to be coming out now. So it's going to be an interesting one up to the end of the year, as we are now in August. Bids: Once Upon a Katamari, which I cannot fucking wait to play. Conveniently, I won it with a bid of $16. NJK tried to get it as well with $8, but unfortunately was outbid. Octopath Traveler 0 was also a hot commodity, as 4 different people tried to get it. Art Vandalay Publishing, aka Darth Stridius, tried with a bid of $1, Bob, but it was outbid. Fred tried to bid with $10, but it was also outbid. I tried to bid with $16, but was also outbid. The winner was Ross with a bid of $18. Ross also won Goodnight Universe with a bid of $9. And then Catherine, you won Consume Me with a bid of $14. And then the other thing, the reason why I was confused in reading that is because NJK actually dropped a game, a Directive 8020, the Dark Pictures game. It was dropped, and that was successful. So on the Fantasy Critic League, the standings currently are Pat, Margot, the Nelbang, Ross, Fred, Jessica, myself, Phoenix, Kat, Simon, NJK, Stainsby Kingsby, Darth Stridius, Kyle, and Joelle. Joelle continues to remain with no games released. Let the festivities continue for another week.
This was not the plan, but I guess I'll roll with it.
Yep. Here we are.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious to see what everybody's been playing. I know there's a game that we've all been playing that we will save for topic of the week in a few minutes when we talk about Makeroom, because all three of us have been playing that one. But outside of that, Catherine, what have you been playing?
Oh, Final Fantasy 16, my guy. This game long. And this morning I was fighting a big ass dragon and it whooped my ass twice, so I turned off the PlayStation 5 and went outside to have for a walk instead.
You needed to touch grass.
I was like, I am not no. I might have to Google how to beat this fucking thing, or I just need to remember my goddamn timing to parry and shit. Sometimes I just get flustered and then I don't press the right buttons because X is not on the same spot for all three of my controls.
Yeah.
I know it's cross, but brain says X and hits button up top, not proper. But anyway.
I like how they call it cross, but like if I was to see a cross, it would be the other way. Like a cross is like, yeah, that's technically a cross. But when I think cross, I think like Jesus cross. Like long vertical, short upper horizontal. Not an X. It's a fucking X.
I mean, when you say something's crossed off a list, it can be like,
yeah, but
like
that can be crossed many different ways.
Yeah.
That's an action.
Yeah. And anyway, it's just I see pattern of little X. I go to for X position, which is not where it is on the PlayStation controller.
Nope.
And also like I get confused between R1 and L1.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm used to them being buttons and triggers, right?
Yes.
But they're just like 1 and 2. I'm just like, So sometimes instead of, so I hit the wrong button when I want to dodge because, or prompts on screen, I'm just like, but that's a me problem because it's my first time playing PlayStation since Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, damn.
She took a long ass break there, bud.
That was a wee holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, every other PlayStation game I've played has been the PC version on PC with an Xbox controller. So
oh, wow.
I think a lot of like I'm starting to think that like I was like, oh, it's because of my timing when playing Clair Obscur and For Honor, different parity, and then I realized I'm pressing the wrong fucking buttons.
No,
like I'm just not used to PlayStation. But that's a me problem, and that is my struggle. But I will eventually make it to the end of this game because now the plot thickens, and I'm just like, oh shit, it's not just about like there's like kingdoms and. Like treason and, you were like the son of a lord and you ended up being a cast off and a slave and blah, blah, blah. And turns out you got superpowers. But then it's like, why are the kingdoms in upheaval? Something's wrong with the super crystals and the magic crystals. And I'm like, now we're talking. Now we're Final Fantasying.
Yeah.
Let's go. Crystal shit.
Crystals and magic and oh my god.
There was Bahamut. I was like, this is Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Finally.
How about you, Joelle? What have you been playing?
I've been playing, I just was so disheartened by the Donkey Kong experience. I went and I picked up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Switch 2. So
that's a great game.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. And
I love that game.
Donkey Kong actually has fur and not feathers. Donkey Kong has feathers. I'm sorry. In Donkey Kong Bonanza, he has feathers. He doesn't have fur. So, it is wonderful. It runs so well on the Switch 2 because especially on the loading screens, the lag would be lagging so hard. And on the Switch 2, it runs super clean. It looks awesome. So I am having a grand old time with maybe I'm just getting old, but my old school Donkey Kong platforming. So I'm having a fun time with that.
Excellent. I'm Hulk, Light, and Sinker in a 2 Point Museum again. Over the past 2 days, been playing that like new map and got really, really, really far in it. I have 5 stars out of 7 already. And then I decided I was going to rebuild my entire museum using a grid system because I am really, really crazy and decided that I couldn't handle the chaos of stuff being different. And I'm like, I need a grid system, and trying to work on like user flow as they go through my museum. And I shouldn't be allowed to play these games. I tried too much to be like, what is the optimal way to have my little characters, worm their way through my museum? I will make it a giant grid snake. Let's go. And that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I've literally spent like the past 5 or 6 hours just rebuilding my museum. And here we are. And it's always funny when you do that, because when you erase everything and it holds on to all your items and stuff, the people who are visiting your museum are still there, but just floating in the ether. And now all of a sudden I'm going to start the game again, and they're going to just be tossed into the world and then land and be like, I was just looking at dinosaur bones and now I'm out in the middle of the snow. What do I do? And then they get mad and they worm their way back in, or they leave or whatever. But I'm going to have a few months with a terrible profit, but who cares? I have $3 million. It's fine. Oh my God, this game's too good.
I gotta try it.
You really do. It's good fun. You'd enjoy it, Kat. I love going and seeing the little new objects that they go and find, and they're always punny and witty and silliness. Exactly what we like. The humor we like. All right. Before we actually get into talking about Makeroom, which is going to be our topic of the show, this is a video game podcast, so let's play a podcast game about video games. And we're playing Who Said That? A cozy game edition from Joelle.
All right. So I decided to look up some slightly they're not obvious little blurbs from cozy games that I'm almost positive one of you, if not both of you, have played. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
So this won't be this won't be, stop, listen, it's not gonna be like that. So it's gonna be a little more.
What?
It's a little more difficult. I can give hints about the game, if I need to, so that will work. So okay, but again, so these are cozy games. They're not big AAA games. They're it's kind of smaller releases. Most of them are fairly recent, within the last 3 years, I think. There's only one where I'm unsure if you've played or not, but we'll just we'll keep going. So, all right. So here we go. The quote is, "We planted a tree together. Now it blooms even when I'm gone."
Coral Island?
Nope.
We planted a tree together. Now it blooms while I'm gone. Ori and the Will of the Wisps?
That's a really good guess, but that's not.
Is it the other one?
No, it's not an Ori game.
I'm trying to think of cozy games were tree planting would have been involved.
Maybe you should focus on the second half of that quote, is that now it blooms even when I'm gone.
Even when I'm gone. Yeah. Someone's passed away or.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's going to sound so weird for people.
I'm sorry.
I can't wait to edit that.
I was thinking so hard I didn't even realize I made that noise.
I made Cat make weird noises.
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's an adventure game. Oh, sorry, do you want a hint?
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
please.
All right. The genre is adventure game, platform game, construction, management, simulation game, and it's a sim game.
Stardew Valley?
Nope.
It's a Stardew
Construction.
Valley game.
No.
I'm trying to think of ones that would have had that pivotal moment where it's
I know Kat played this game, and Kat adores this game, which I do too.
Really?
But
Really?
Building and management sim.
Yeah. That quote passed me, or I didn't play long enough to see that quote.
Like I said, these are maybe a little more obtuse, but
Got any other hints?
Another hint would be, I feel like this may be a little too. I want to say the developer, and I think you'll totally get it. But okay. The developer is Thunder Lotus.
Oh, Spirit
Fair.
Spirit Fair, yes.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Shit. That game made me cry so much that I probably forgot that quote because other quotes, that game destroyed me. I probably just wiped it clean out of my memory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I see why you said that my Ori Will the Wisp was a good...
That was a really good guess. Yeah. That was
I forgot at one point. Yeah, you build a garden for the... shit. Sorry, that was on me. That was on
No. I was wondering. I was like, I don't know if Kat will get there. But I knew you would once I said the studio. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. He made me a scarf so I wouldn't be cold on my travels.
He made me a scarf so I would not be cold on my travels. A short hike?
Nope.
Celeste?
Oh, that's a good guess. Nope.
I don't think Celeste counts as cozy, actually. That game's kind of fucked up.
A lot of cozy games do have a lot of traumatic elements in them.
Yeah. But it's not Celeste.
A scarf.
Is there a cozy or like independent game where the main character dons a long scarf that bellows in the wind?
Unravel?
That's a really good guess because that's exactly what that game is.
The one with the fox.
Tunic?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good game. Sorry, that's a good game and a good guess. But that's not it. Cat also
Journey.
Yes,
nice.
Journey. Yes.
I'm sorry, I had to go through my mental photo gallery.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, "What have I seen that has a scarf?" And the scarf is kind of like iconic to it too, right?
Yeah, I was flipping through photos in my mind like you flip like your phone. Like I was just like, "Fucking scarf."
That's how we access memories. It's
fucking
like,
scarf.
Flip, flip.
My mind castle is actually a mind phone. flip.
All right, you can pet the dog, not just once, forever.
Nintendogs?
Good guess.
You can pet the dog forever. That's every game.
game.
You have a pet.
You can pet the dog, not just once, forever.
That's a quote in the game.
That's a quote in the game. It was a huge release. Major.
That they added the dog petting?
Nope. The game
Itself.
was a spectacular
The game itself.
success, yes, because of its timing in release.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing New Horizons. You're right. That one was pretty obtuse, though. Like, you can pet the dog.
Which dog? You don't have a dog?
You can't
There's
pet.
no
You
pets?
can't pet any dogs in Animal Crossing. What?
I'm trying to remember. I didn't have a pet dog in that game. I just had villagers that came and lived. Some of them were dogs.
You can't pet them.
Some were cats. Some were unicorns.
You can't pet the villagers.
I don't remember. I don't think I tried. I would hit them with my bird net.
Oh.
But maybe there's a part that I don't remember.
No. Oh, AI, you jerk. It said I could. It said you could, and I thought you could. Oh,
it's all right.
Leah-
Never trust the AI
Leah
summaries.
is-
They lie.
Leah is smarter than the AI. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one is real. Okay.
This one is real.
It is real.
It is not a lie.
In Sea People language, your name means broken toilet lid.
In what people language?
Sea People, SEA, like the ocean. In Sea People language.
Okay, that I'm going Coral Island.
Nope, but you're on the right track.
Because you clean actual trash from the ocean.
That's
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, and you meet the mer people, so that's why I said
Yeah.
sea people
Yeah,
language.
Sea people language. Is this like a random Stardew Valley update I haven't played yet?
Nope, this is not that deep.
Thank you.
Leah loves this game.
Like Subnautica or something?
Close. No.
Dave the
Close.
Diver?
Dave the Diver.
Oh.
Oh, that was a good guess because I did not play this game.
That's a really
Suwam.
good one.
Suwam says it to
Oh,
Dave.
yes. Okay. Yes, I remember that.
Okay. All right, next one. Please do not lick the artifacts, even if they look delicious.
Is that Coral Island?
No. I do not have Coral Island as a
Fantasy
game.
Life?
Nope.
Even though they look delicious. Do not lick the artifacts, even though they look delicious.
Is it Mineko's Night Market?
Nope.
Trying to think of all the games where you have artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, artifacts, and for some reason you want to lick them, so I'm thinking they're things that look like food.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay. That helps. Got another hint?
Leah, I questioned how much you've played this game since you.
Is it 2 Point Museum?
It's 2 Point Museum.
Oh, fuck, yes. Okay, yeah. Oh, my God. It's
Too
true.
much time
Oh my God.
stressing about the layout of the museum.
No, because there is that does sound like exactly something they would say too, because either it would be in like they have these like music playing, and it has like this like voiceover character who's like supposed to be like the PA system in the game, and it's a lady, and she's like giving like announcements like the museum will be closed in 20, like that kind of thing, right? And I could see her saying, don't lick the artifacts even if they look delicious. It's guaranteed I've heard that.
Yeah. All right. I got 2 more. Okay. They waited on the dock every evening just to wave at passing boats.
They waited on the dock every evening just to wave at passing boats. Hint, please.
This is a game that is let me see here. It's a 2023 release.
That is not Coral Island.
That is not Coral Island.
Yeah, that came out in 2023.
That may be Coral Island's darker cousin.
Dredge.
That is correct.
I still need to play that.
I thought you played it.
No. I played Dave the
Oh.
Diver, and I just didn't get around to it. I still need to play that. That might be a good Halloween-y like game for me. Maybe I'll save that for Halloween. That's like spoopy, but not spoopy.
I think that's what Pascal played while we were in the Netherlands. He played something on the Switch, and I think it was Dredge.
I'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one?
Last one. All right. We built this town together, one happy villager at a time.
Happy villager at a time. Is that a Stardew Valley one?
That is a Stardew Valley quote. All right.
Nice. Nice. It's a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't, make it too easy.
And also, I don't pay attention to half the stuff they say in games.
I know.
Reading text? No. Next.
I know.
Even when there's a voiceover, I don't even let them get through it. They're like, because they just move on to the next frame, and I'm just like, get to the gameplay.
I was actually really surprised that, Leah, you guessed a short hike for one of them, because that was a hint I skipped over, because I was like, who played? I don't remember anyone playing a short hike.
I haven't played it, but I've seen it a lot because it seems to be on every platform, and I think they have a shortest hike too. And the aesthetic is super iconic too, and it's like a bird wearing a scarf that trails in the wind.
Yeah.
Even though I've never played it, I can imagine it. There's some
yeah.
video game iconography of certain things that they just stick with me.
Yeah.
That's one stuck with me, even though I haven't played it. All right, let's take a wee break, and then we'll be back with topic of the week, which is our review of Makeroom. And we're back, and this week's topic of the show is going to be a video game review. Makeroom is out shortly.
The game comes out the 7th. So Makeroom is a game that I saw during the Wholesome Direct, and I was like, yo, that shit looks soothing as fuck. And that's what it is. It's in the name. They give you room. They ask you to make a room. It's a decorating game. There's essentially a play mode where there's houses, and they'll let you say, oh, let's decorate a gamer's room. Or, let's make a room that says vampires welcome. And you go through these, I think there's 12 little stage where you have a little house in the corner that tells you what to do the stage. And then once you finish it, you unlock items. But the bulk of the game is just building rooms. Mm-hmm. They give you a base for a room, a camper, or a garden. And then you just go to town. There's a lot of pre-made items. And you can basically change the color of everything. You can change the size. There's a construction mode, so you can really make custom furniture out of it if you want. It's one of those games where the baseline of it is very simple, but it can get very, very deep. The customization levels can get really, really deep, really fast once you look into it. And what I ended up doing is I played through all the little, the little play section, the pre-made tutorials, or basically the stages once. And then halfway through the stages, I realized one thing I would say for this game is the tutorial is not in depth enough, because I didn't know how to rotate items for the longest time until I hit my mouse wheel and it turned around.
Oh, I just assumed that because it's there's certain things that are standard in these types of isometric building games.
Yeah, I don't play enough of them, and I was playing with mouse and keyboard instead of my controller. And probably if I had the controller in mind, I would have tried the bumper buttons.
Yep.
Yes.
And it probably would have been, but I figured for this it would be better point and click. So I played the first 3 stages without knowing I can rotate stuff.
That was me.
I can change, you can change the view. You can, it was. So once I realized that, I kind of finished the thing. And then I was like, I'm going to go back and and redo a lot of these stages, because now I had more items, more ideas. Or, I did the little stage and they were like, good, you finished it. Because to finish the stage, they're mop up this water that's on the ground and remove this and then add this and this. And they're like, good, you finished. And then I was like, yeah, but it's not pretty enough. So I would spend an extra 15 minutes making it prettier. Still keeping with the theme. Let's say it was a cat sanctuary. They were add stuff for the cats to climb, a couch for them to sleep on, and add 4 cats. And, and I was and they're like, good, you finished the stage and you unlocked this item. Congratulations. I was like, cool. I added way more cats. I kept going, changed the color schemes and everything. Mm-hmm. So the replay value on this is incredible. Even the pre-made stages, I finished them all at least I would say each twice, if not more, going back over just to have more fun with it. And I also started like just creating rooms, and you can save them in slots and then go back and change them and add to them. So I'm like kind of like trying to build like a camper, and I'm trying to build like a big ass bedroom and things like that. And it's just really, really fun and really soothing. And the art style is adorable. If you've been following a bit people that do like these Blender tutorials, which is like the open source 3D program.
Yeah.
A lot of people made the, like these little like cutesy low poly tutorials. It feels like that, but a video game. Like it's that meets The Sims.
Yeah. And yeah, so think about it like The Sims and how you're kind of like your viewpoint and looking down at it. But the items that you acquire and put in there are much more blocky and stylized, cartoony, and feel like have more volume, I want to say, just because of the way that they're illustrated, and it's kind of like low poly. I love how they give you the option of adding cats and dogs and other creatures and stuff in there too, because I made a little Gibson. But like just when playing a lot of these games, the things that I always look for is like, how does it deal with how it knows like when I want something to be on the floor or on a table or movement, and like if I move one thing, will that stay and just kind of float in the air? It kind of does, which is kind of good too, so you can really like manipulate things a little bit. But like the little things, like I was trying to find a carpet. I was like, I don't know what I want for a carpet, and then they had this one that was like a square with like a gridded square in it, like a checkerboard, but just one, right? And when you laid it down, it was like too big and kind of awkward, and I was like, I want like a repetitive carpet like that. So I sized it down, and just the way that the artwork like melds together, it was very easy for me to make like a larger checker print rug using all of those shrunk down and then laying them. And like, yes, I would have to move the chair out of the way to make sure it didn't try and put the carpet on top of the chair. But like when you did move it out of the way and lay it down and then put the chair on top, it was perfect. So it feels like they really like kind of thought about what people might manipulate and how they might work with the objects to kind of like mess with them and see what they could do beyond just maybe their intended first initial shape, just by having those little things like what you can change in the color and what you can change in the scale, and along with like normal stuff like rotation and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's just so simple. Like just the settings you have is like size, color, certain things like lamp, you'll have like a little on-off switch. You can turn on so that the light bulb is on or on. But if you have any inch of craftiness like you did, Leah, you can customize the whole fucking thing. If it's just like, oh, I just make it smaller and then I copy paste it and duplicate it as many times as I want.
Yeah. So when I built it's funny because all three of us ended up doing the one that was the gamer room, and we all did it. So now we all have a different version of what it was. Like, looking through the items is a little bit of a, like, you kind of just want to, because how the UI comes up and how they categorize the items, and you go in and look at them and you can't really get an idea of scale, but then you click on one and you instantly get its initial, I guess, what its intended scale is going to be, because it comes in here and be like, oh no, that's way too big. Oh, that's too weird. Like that's a weird size or whatever. I saw these like hexagon things and I was like, those kind of look like nano leaf lights. Those RGB things. Because if I'm going to make a gamer room, it's going to have RGB in it. So I click on this thing and it's only one color. It's not animating the thing. But as soon as I grabbed it out, it started changing color. And I'm like, what the heck? So I've got 4 of these hexagon lights on my wall that now I've taken like 5 different pictures, because in one picture they're green and another one they're yellow and another one they're pink. Like, it's wicked. And there's colors, like you can get little keyboards and mouse pads and stuff that also RGB. So I'm like, wee! And it all lines up too. So right now my purple room, but the accent colors are teal, because in the computer, on the mouse pad, on the keyboard, and on the lights on the wall, because that just happened to be the moment when I took the picture.
Yeah, no, it was really charming when you make the gaming room to find like, oh, there's a keyboard and then there's a second keyboard, and when you drag it out, it just has that rotating 3D light,
Yeah.
like RGB light. I was like, just this like minute attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, I'm going to make electronics. So of course I'm going to make a basic ass laptop and, you know, like Nintendo Switches and Steam Decks and shit like that. Just like, but so small and blocky. And some of them have the rotating RGB lights. I was 100% sold. I was like, are you kidding me? This is so cute.
It is really fun too, because the more that you play and like you go through the main game, the more things that you also unlock. So that's really fun. So it incentivizes you to keep playing, so that like you unlock more things, obviously, and like you can get those icons from the stages that you played. And I also liked how I could the theme of my gaming journey in 2025 is cameras, and like when you moved your mouse, the camera would kind of shift, and in the settings they had where you could turn off like all the camera shakes and moves and all this stuff. And so like it was really nice in the settings where I could make it, because I was getting dizzy when I was playing it, and so I turned all that stuff off, and that really helped a lot. Also, what I thought was really neat is in settings you can dictate how big or small objects appear when you first pick them out. So like how you were saying, Leah, like, you know, it was a certain size, so I went in and I had things be like bigger than they were supposed to be, just so I could take a look at them and get like a better idea of what things looked like. And then I would just go in and manually shrink them if I wanted to. But yeah, it's so fun because you can also set the aesthetic of where your room is placed in. So like if you want to change, you know, if you're in a parking lot, if you're in the forest, if you're in like a manicured lawn, you can change up the aesthetic of where your room is, and also the color that it's being set against, which is really helpful when you're trying to come up with, you know, a cozy room, or like try to match the vibe of what's happening in the room. So you can really customize everything that's around you to get like your mind in that creative focused like flow of how you want the room to be, which I found really, I did that. It was like one of the first things I did, is that I would look at where the room was and I would play around with the setting, and then I would go back to the room and like fix it up.
Did you guys mess with the lighting?
Yeah,
because there was an option where you can pick
Yes.
what day, and it would have like bright sunlight or dusk or golden
Yeah,
hour or
yeah.
nighttime or really nighttime.
Really
like,
nighttime.
yeah, just
Mhm.
to mess and see, you know, how that would change how your room looked. And then when you got into the photo mode, there was even more options on top of that for like filters and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was a pretty robust photo mode for.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what this game is about, is like having fun, decorating, making something cool, and then sharing that off with your friends
Mhm.
and on
Yeah.
social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like $10 US
Oh, wow.
is what they announced for the price on Steam. So I'm guessing it's going to be like 12-ish Canadian. Let's see what the email said.
Yeah, just on Steam right now, it just says add to your wish list. You can't actually buy it or anything.
No,
yet.
it's
Yeah.
on the 7th. Yeah, it comes out on the 7th.
Mm.
Yeah,
The-
but I thought the review. Yes, Makeroom will release for Steam for $10 USD, 99.99. So it's not a very expensive game.
No,
Yeah,
it's just
no.
like a one where it's like you want to sit back and do something chill. Like, they have some like ambient music kind of playing in the background, but if you want to put on like the lo-fi like YouTube channel. Speaking of that, did you see that they graduated? The lo-fi girl from the YouTube channel graduated. That was a
Really?
thing on the internet the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's lore on this cat.
Apparently, there's lore on the lo-fi character that's
Holy
studying
shit,
and
I
they graduated. Yeah. So yeah, turn on some music like that. Maybe put on a candle, turn the lights down, and get zen and decorate a room without ever having to think about actually physically moving anything, painting a wall, or dealing with throwing the trash out afterwards.
Yeah, I just love these builders. They're like so chill. And I love that none of the items are paywalled.
No.
There's no like DLC pack or anything. Like I said, some of the items you need to do the play section, like the
Yeah.
pre-made little levels to unlock them. And that's it. The rest you can either customize or build yourself. And I went on the site of Kenny, which I think it's the dev. I think it might be just a person, a single person. They sell game assets. For free.
Dang.
All donation based.
Nice.
So a lot of like the assets that you see like in the style of like Makeroom, like there's a Fantasy Town kit.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And you can just download it and then they accept donations. So that you can download these assets and use them for your game.
That's cool. I wonder if you can build things in here and then share them with somebody. Maybe that'll come at some point.
That'll be fun.
Oh, like a bit like Animal Crossing does.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, where you can customize and then you share it. Yeah. But yeah, no, honestly, like Makeroom for like $10 is so like accessible and chill. And it's just like you make your little dioramas and you're so happy about it. And it made me want to try more because there are 2 games that I saw like some people on some of my Discords talk about.
Yeah.
The first one's been out for a while. It's called Tiny Glade, where you make towns. It's the one that has the little sheeps and you can pat them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can make like, this one is, you don't make rooms, you make villages. So you make a glade and you make like little fantasy type villages. That one's been on my radar for a while, and apparently they had like an update recently adding new kinds of buildings.
They did the stairs update was the most recent one. It's just what's phenomenal about this too is like if you're watching how it's building and like how you're manipulating it and stretching it and growing it, it gives me a lot of like similar vibes to how Foundation worked in some of the sim games and some like that where you can manipulate it, but like there's no game. The game is you just building and making cool stuff and making a cool setting and a diorama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what Tiny Glade is 100% a sandbox. It's just what kind of like threw me off of it was like the requirements for it were really, really high, which I think is kind of a deal breaker for like the cozy vibes, the cozy game. People tend to be like not giant rig. Unless you're a Sims 2 person, then you need the giant rigs. But it's just like compared to other like casual builders, right? They try to keep it like the, barrier to entry low. And then probably also because they were like aiming for Switch for release. Yeah. So that brings, but they were like, I mean, for the just the basic, like the recommended was like a GeForce GTX 1060.
Oh. But yeah. I mean, if you're watching the video, you can kind of see why. Yeah. Like the way that the lighting works, the way that things kind of animate as they're expanding and doing weird things. Like I can totally see why. Yeah, that was like they're recommended for to play in 1080. And that's a game that came out in 2024, right? So that's why I was like, wow, some of these requirements look a bit high for Tiny Glade. The second one is closer to Makeroom, and it's called Hozy, Hozy. And this is, again, you have a trashed house, and you clean it, and then you decorate it. Basically. Fun. House flipper. Basically house flipper, yes, but it looks like... It's a different style. I like when all these different folk make different... Like this is way more realistic looking than... But still has like that... It looks like that isometric kind of view in some places because of how they like side splice the room, right? Mm-hmm. With you can kind of see the brick coming out of the side and some of the pictures, things like this. This looks like it's really fun too. Yeah. This one, like I would describe the style almost like Pixar-ish. Yeah. Like it's cartoony, but very realistic as well. Yeah, it's definitely got a style. I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like hyper real in some cases because the wood looks real good, the wood floor, but it looks too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a similar style actually in 2 Point Museum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has that, but there's still something even more realistic about some of this and how they did like the furniture and the rugs on the floor and stuff. This one's not out yet.
No, it's a play test right now. I think my friend got into the play test for it.
That's cool. Oh my god, there's this one with like a beanbag, and the beanbag chair looks really real. That's impressive. There's so many cool, like, just like building games if you want to do just like construction and things like that. Like House Flipper's another one like that. Yeah. There's been so many kind of just like room. Yeah.
House Flipper's expensive though.
Oh, it's a big game. It's on Game. Well, the first one was on Game Pass for a bit, I want to say, but I think the new one only came out like late last year.
Yeah, the one House Flipper 2 that came out in December 2023.
Oh, 2023 was that? I thought it was 2024. My time is all screwed up.
On Steam right now, the Canadian price is like almost $52.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost $40.
Yeah, it's a big
USD.
one.
Yeah,
and it probably needs a big computer to run too.
Let's see. Probably.
Do I have that one, or do I?
Yeah. It's RTX 2070 recommended.
Yeah.
The minimum is the GTX 1060, which is what was the recommended for Tiny Glade. But yeah, that one is for the people that play Sims that are used to having like
Another one you should try, Kat, is called Furnish Master. Played that for a little bit. It might not be totally out yet, maybe because I played it back in February of 2024. I feel like this was like an early access one that I got into because
it's still an early access game. Like they're going the Star Citizen route.
Maybe. I know these things take a long time to build though, but yeah, there's so many of those cute little, if that's what you're into, you want to do cool cutesy.
This one has way more RGB. Holy shit.
The Furnish Master.
Yeah. But I love how the styles are all completely different.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's just like all these little isometric rooms, because we can't, we can't afford houses, or like if we can't afford a house, then we can't afford to really furnish it. Or
nope.
Yep.
I'm still running on hand-me-downs, by the way. The couch was from my brother. My dining room set is from my mom when she moved.
Yeah. What I liked about this game when I played it too, that there was like, I don't know if you guys are on the Steam page. This is one page with like the dominoes that you can kind of see that are scattered around the room, and you have to actually go through the room and find the dominoes to complete it so that it will work.
Oh, so that you make like the little widget and
it's, so like you find the dominoes, they're like hidden in weird places around the room, and then you replace them, and then you finish the level by like hitting the dominoes and it actually completing the whole round. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. That I think will be interesting when it comes out in full too.
But anyway, these were some of the similar games that were on my radar because I really, really enjoyed Makeroom, and I found myself like enjoying it way more than I thought I would. But I think it's a great palate cleanser in between my very frustrating Final Fantasy 16 fights. To just kind of like open Makeroom and just make a goddamn room, or a little camper, because God knows I will never buy a camper. Camping, why would I pay to sleep uncomfortably?
You're talking to Joelle.
Listen, I respect that she loves it.
To each their own.
Yeah. Probably if I were more into like fishing and stuff, I'd be more into camping. But I'm very much into sleeping in a bed in a building that has electricity and running water. I can live without Wi-Fi.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
I can live without Wi-Fi.
But you gotta like to be outside all the time without the Wi-Fi. And the bugs were not great this year. They were pretty bad. I have a lot of bug bites. So
yeah.
See, that's the thing. I am the person that like if you go somewhere and you're like, oh, that's funny. Like I saw mosquitoes, but I didn't get bitten once. That's because they're on me.
That happened in Mexico.
Yes. My legs were covered
I gave Kat my
Oh.
Benadryl cream. I'm like, here you go.
Yes, because you had none because they were biting me.
Yes, exactly. I was fine.
Yeah, they could be vicious.
All right, folks. Well, I guess that concludes our show for this week. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca to links to the stories mentioned in this episode. This week, it'll just be links to Makeroom and other cute building cozy games that, can ease your weary mind. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast on the platform where you're consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It helps us build our show. It helps with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings. And if you leave any comments, we read them, and it helps us construct our show. As always, I want to thank the crew for being on the show with me here this week. Give them a chance to shout out their social media handles so you can follow them anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, where can people find you?
I am CSDSBINS on Blue Sky, Instagram, X, I guess. But I'm very active in the Girls on Games Discord. I'm still on my those social media hiatus in general. So find me on Discord.
Cool. Joelle?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87 and on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren, but always usually posting in the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hello.
And I am Leah Jew on most social media platforms, but of course you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook, just Girls on Games on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok, discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever need to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That is our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I'm off to play more 2 Point Museum or to decorate my room in Makeroom.
Woo!
Oh, decisions. Either direction. I'm decorating. Fun times. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye!